The New Nigeria People's Party are the governing political party in Kano State, where much of this has happened with this dispute and has been variously interpreted as a struggle for political control. Ladipo Johnson is the spokesman of the NNPP, and he joins us now to discuss that court ruling and a possible way forward in resolving the impasse. Many thanks for joining us this afternoon here on Newsday.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Concerning the ruling that has just been passed across, does any of it surprise you in following what has been happening between the government and the monarchy within Kano State?
Well, I ought to say that having studied all that has come out, I am slightly pleasantly surprised. Because, you see, I feel or I know that the Federal High Court has no jurisdiction to dabble into chieftaincy affairs. And I think the pressure probably got to Honorable Justice Liman, and that is why he left the issue of the Emirates law aside, and then tried to go on a journey stating that he was protecting the fundamental rights of the plaintiff. Now, in doing that, he said, as you alluded to earlier, that all actions taken by the executive governor in pursuance of that law were null and void because he had issued an ex parte injunction. But the bottom line, so as not to waste your time, the bottom line is that the law was assented to on the 23rd. His injunction came on the 24th. As soon as the law is assented to, the emir was reinstated. He was reinstated. This happened also in the case of Oba Akiolu in Lagos, and I can tell you what happened. Now, what the other things were ceremonies that are not known to custom. Now the governor calls him, says, take this, that. And it was, I think, during the ceremony, the governor was saying that he had heard by social media or something that there was a purported injunction. So the fact that the Emirates law remains and has not been removed or tampered with means that the 5 emirs and the 5 emirates have been cancelled. And there is just one Kano Emirate, as there has been for over 1,000 years. So that is one aspect of it. You understand? The other aspect of it, as I said, is that the judge went further to state in his ruling, and it seems very funny that he would say that although he knows that the governor or the defendants were not aware, were not served with the processes, however, by social media. My question is that when he was granting that interim or ex parte injunction, did he have before him a motion for substituted service? Because even when you serve in the newspapers or what have you, there must be a motion. Ordinarily, you must serve in person. So these are novel things that I think Honorable Justice Liman boxed himself into a corner and had to do yesterday. But I dare say that I believe, in all sincerity, that the Court of Appeal will throw it out. It's just nonsense. But one more thing, the court of the counsel to the House of Assembly, the Speaker, filed before the Court of Appeal an appeal stating that the Court of Appeal should take over, an appeal against Justice Liman's earlier ruling that he had jurisdiction to hear the matter. This was brought to the notice of Honorable Justice Lehman before his ruling. It was brought to his notice at the last date. He saw it in his file, but still stubbornly said, no, I'm going ahead. Order 4, Rule 11 of the Court of Appeal rules. He should have stopped immediately the moment he knew an appeal had been entered. So it makes you wonder why the judge just kept going on and wanted to do everything to deliver that ruling yesterday. But as I said, it's all right. It has come, and it has not damaged the position of the government. Because you see, there's one little thing that everyone seems to have forgotten. And that is the fact that there is a subsisting, valid order of the High Court of Kano that says that Emir Sanusi should remain there pending the pendency of the suit. So even if Lehman had said that he should be removed, no one can go and remove him because there's still a conflicting order.
All right, thank you very much for that. It's curious, though, isn't it, that the Kano state government now wants to renovate the Nasarawa Palace, where Ado Bayero stays just after this court ruling. It seems like the Kano state government is still trying to circumvent the law. What does this say about the rule of law in Kano state?
The rule of law is there. Those who are trying to circumvent the rule of law are those who knowingly took the matter to the Federal High Court. They know it's a chieftaincy matter, but they went forum shopping to where they believed they would get the interim order. And let me say further, isn't it curious? Doesn't it seem funny to you that Justice Lehman did it virtually, apparently, gave an ex parte order virtually? He's the admin judge. Why didn't he assign it to any of the other judges? Then he now finished yesterday, gave the ruling he wanted to give, then assigned it to one of his brother judges. Those are the things that people should look at. Justice Lehman has been elevated to the Court of Appeal. It's not against the law, but ordinarily you would have expected that being the admin judge, when he saw the case being filed, he was out of the country, he would have said, okay, give it to so-so-so judge. Let him hear it. I'm already on my way to the Court of Appeal. Those are the funny things. The fact that the military, the police, security forces brought Ado Bayero back into Kano and forced him into that palace in Nasarawa. Those are the funny things. Who gave the instruction? Why would the federal authorities be involved? Those are the issues that concern us as a party, you understand, about our federating relationship. A commissioner of police, several times, going against the orders of his chief security officer, the governor of the state, and saying, I have orders from above. Who are those giving him orders from above? These are the questions that the press should be asking. The fact that he wants to renovate the palace, there's no problem with that. The judge, he didn't say he was going to do that 2 days ago, but judgment has, ruling has come in, and they say that the law is still valid, meaning that Ado Bayero is no longer there. The other 4 emirs are also no longer there. Okay, so I want to renovate the place. Get him out of there. There's nothing wrong with that. When they removed Sanusi, when Ganduje removed Sanusi, they banished him. When this law came in, Abba Kabir Yusuf was gracious enough to tell all the 5 emirs, please, we're giving you 48 hours to move out. That is a gentleman. So there's nothing curious there about wanting to renovate the palace in Nasarawa. There's nothing, because there should be no occupant there at the moment.
Well, those are very important questions to mull on. Hopefully we get the opportunity to ask those questions to those in the judiciary if this continues to drag on. But what, in your opinion, does this portend for Kano State? We know that it is a hotbed, politically speaking, and there were pockets of, I don't want to say violence, but unrest that happened when both emirs were residing or called back and residing in the same compound. So do you think that it would spark up some more unrest in Kano, or do you think that the people of Kano State are over this back and forth and just want to see an emir in the seat and move forward and put this episode behind them?
No. I think, I think the majority of the people of Kano, it is a commercial hub. It is a commercial center of northern Nigeria. They want to get on with their lives. Majority of them want their emirates to be one, as it has been for over 1,000 years. They were happy that it was an election promise that was kept. It was done. Majority were happy. And it was fine. But you see, if you ask me that, are they going to go along and whatever, I'll say yes. Majority will do. But don't say I'm a political skeptic. I know in my heart of hearts that the opposition, those who are fomenting this trouble, this whole Emirates thing is just an excuse to try to foment trouble by the opposition who happen to be the party at the national. And I am sure and certain, and I'm sure His Excellency the Governor is beginning to understand that they will come up with one thing or the other. But again, but the bottom line is that we are going to concentrate on delivering the goods of the benefits of democracy to the people of Kano. All of them, whether they're on this side or on that side or the divide. You are meant to govern for everybody. But anytime those in opposition try to come up with spurious reasons to try to challenge the governor, his authority, or whatever the state is doing, then we have to defend ourselves. And we will keep doing that. We don't say we do not want constructive criticism. Constructive criticism will help us deliver better services to the people of Kano. So the party is hell-bent on ensuring that it delivers brings about dividends of democracy, as they keep saying in Nigeria, to the people of Kano. We'll keep doing that. But I won't be surprised if you hear of something else coming up, because it seems that the opposition are just hell-bent on causing trouble.
Now, talking about the opposition, the APC's Felix Morka says he believes that Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso should demonstrate high-grade discretion. According to Felix Morka in a statement, he said that Kwankwaso, in his unhinged bid to lash out, ignored the federal government's glaring neutrality on the emirate crisis in Kano State from the very onset. I'd like you to react to that.
I think it's just, he just had to write that. He had to release that so that he'd be doing his work. I don't think Kwankwaso's statement was unhinged in any way. He has shown extreme restraint all through the tribunal, to the Supreme Court, to having conflicting judgments from the Court of Appeal. We've shown restraint. And then this again, when Sanusi was banished, there was no trouble. So he's shown restraint. But when it became clear that, contrary to what most legal scholars were saying, the Honorable Justice Liman just wanted to go through and get his ruling out yesterday, which he has done, and the heavens have not fallen. Senator Kwankwaso said it. He said, please do not come and ignite Kano. So I don't think there's anything. But you cannot blame Senator Kwankwaso. You cannot blame us. I posed some questions, however. Who gave instructions to the military to get involved. Who? Can anyone just go somewhere, oh, I'm an emir, I'm going back to my state, I think there'll be trouble. Isn't it just the police he can write to? Or maybe at the most the DSS? Why would you have all of them there, protecting him, taking him there? And you tell us not to believe that someone from the presidency is involved? We're not fools. I keep telling people, the mafia, the military, and politics are almost the same. We do not need proof beyond reasonable doubt. Once you see certain things happening, then you know. So with what the gentleman said, I don't think there is a glaring evidence of the fact that they are not involved. I'm talking about the APC. And everybody knows it's an open secret that there's a running battle with the national chairman of the APC, the former governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Ganduje. So, and I say to people, show me your friends and we tell you who you are. If they keep parading him as their chairman with all the baggage that he has, with what he's done and what they're still doing, well, so be it. We will see them through the prism. It is through that prism that we'll see President Bola Tinubu and other members of the APC in 2027. It's simple. Time is going. It's a short time. The whole of northern Nigeria will see President Bola Tinubu through the prism of Ganduje, who it seems that his leadership is propping up, even though those in the north central of the APC are saying that the chairmanship belongs to them. So all those things are inter-party things. I shouldn't be delving into them. It's none of my business. My party is the NNPP. We have our own situation because we have people who have been expelled who are constantly being pushed by the said opposition in Kano to say things. They'll probably come up tomorrow and tell you that I'm not the National Publicity Secretary. So that is it. We know that these things will continue all the way towards 2027. But we have to multitask and make sure that we stay focused, re-strategize, grow the base of our party, deliver the goods to the people of Kano State, and continue to do our work. It's as simple as that.
Well, it certainly seems that the proverbial wool of the Ganduje sweater is slowly unraveling as the weeks go by. But last question, how do you feel that this case will fare in the appeals court?
Well, ordinarily speaking, there's an old case, the politics has taken away my law, Tuko against Gongola. It's a Supreme Court case. Chieftaincy is not a fundamental right. It is a privilege. And the courts, the Federal High Court has nothing to do with chieftaincy. I suspect that the Court of Appeal will do what is right and throw out what went to the Federal High Court. As to the case at the State High Court, I honestly do not know how far the respondents or defendants have gone. I know they're aware of the case. I don't know how far they've gone or what they're saying about it. But presently, as we speak, when you look at it, with the conflicting things, Emir Sanusi is there, both de facto and de jure. He is the Emir of Kano. Unless the Court of Appeal now turns it around, or whether there's a challenge to the law, I don't think there's a challenge to the law in the High Court. The challenge to the chieftaincy law could not have been at the Federal High Court. So, as I say, it might be that they will see good reason and let peace prevail and let the reign of Emir Sanusi continue and governance continue in Kano. I do hope that is what will happen. I know that, look, the APC, let me tell you, I have quite a few friends in the APC in Kano. They were members of the Kwankwasia movement. Some of them are brilliant. I wouldn't mention their names, so it doesn't seem I'm doing anti-party activities. I don't think they should continue to toe the lines of their leader. He's not bringing any constructive criticism, nothing to the table to keep Governor Abba in line and engender him to do more for the people of Kano. They're not doing that. They're just bringing destructive things. And the people will keep saying these things. At the national level, we have tried our best not to insult the president or the National Assembly. We talk about inflation. We talk about the cost of living. We talk about the value of the naira, hoping that it would add a bit to what the APC would consider the government in power at the national level and say, okay, maybe we should do it this way. Maybe we should do it that way. That is not happening in Kano. You don't have constructive opposition. And I'm pleading with them to try to do that. That will force us to do more in Kano. And it's the same thing around the country. If we as politicians say we're working for the people, then you should be constructive in your opposition duties. Don't go insulting and just trying to cause problems. That's my advice. And I believe that if we all do that, then this country will move forward.
Very well said, Mr. Ladipo Johnson, spokesman of the NNPP. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.